Watch it!
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it!
Hello and welcome. I am excited to be here along with LaFawn as we are ready for some ECAC Overwatch action. Very excited to come to you with some awesome playoffs action here. We are into the quarterfinals and I'm excited to see if it is going to be SCAD moving on into the semifinals as the second seed or if we will see University of Albany taking it away. Of course, my name is Zordal. With me is LaFawn. LaFawn, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good, right? It's exciting times as always, playoffs underway. And so we get to have some really high octane matches that mean a lot, Orbital. So looking forward to getting into the action in a moment.
Of course, and we do want to talk about those that do bring us into these awesome tournaments and allowing us to put on these awesome shows here. So, of course, we have to give a huge shout out to our sponsor here today. It is Lenovo Legion, who really does know how you want to play to win. To make sure to stand out from the rest of the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and actions. The Legion Y25 monitor is one such development item, which allows you to deliver wins in the toughest, most critical situations. With its extreme 1 millisecond response time to its insane 240 hertz refresh rate, the Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, but it does a lot more. Built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level, the Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch FHD IPS panel with the built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. So, if you are interested in a new monitor, make sure to go check out the Legion Y25 monitor, as it is available on Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. Of course, with that out of the way, we are getting underway with this matchup here today, and it's going to be, of course, a very, very exciting one. As we said, it is SCAD Overwatch versus University of Albany Overwatch in a best-of-5 series, and we are going to everyone's favorite map first. It is Lijiang Tower.
I have so much experience on this map at this point, just in the last couple of months alone. I think getting a little bit into the nitty gritty of it, knowing where every pebble lies in the map textures. Of course, we got to talk about the two teams though, Orbital, and I want to talk, of course, leading off with Savannah College of Art and Design, or SCAD Overwatch as they are known. This team is a sneaky team, second seed you said, but I mean, coming in somewhat under the radar, and I think are objectively the favorites in this matchup.
It is, and we have had some upsets so far, right? A few of the prime targets that we've seen here in the Overwatch setting have been knocked out, but I have to agree. I don't think Savannah's going to be dropping anytime soon, so kicking things off, we do, of course, have SCAD rounding out on the left side of your screen and taking a look. It is University of Albany on the flip, and that'll be very, very interesting to watch. So, of course, starting out here, we can see an interesting plethora of characters to be able to work with here.
The biggest surprise right now, actually, is the fact that we're playing on Garden for our first stage. We're seeing a lot of rush, and for University of Albany, double shield as well. So very much holding an angle and not really giving up space. We are underway in our first map of the series, though. That first to 3 in the backpack. The Albany will get set up as Ski Coop setting over the top with this Echo.
And of course, just running a little bit of interference, making sure to allow, or attempt to allow University of Albany a little bit better positioning. But of course, Savannah are ready and waiting. They're able to take out 2 and position themselves appropriately. But now they're rounding the corner. Kabima's is going to round out, and that's a huge pick. That's going to be 3 so far to clear out the early start. And that gives SCAD complete control of the site to kick things off.
Yeah, you can see Alone setting up a very aggressive angle, looking to be punished by the Echo on the opposing side, but the Wraithwalk will get to safety, no problem. Now, I mean, a fairly pleasant first engagement, if you will. Only 1 elimination comes down to the hack, and just the Echo taken out of the sky that could not be resurrected. Now, on the reset, SCAD, with their rush composition, with their close quarters brawl, will have the advantage holding down the objective. And I mean, on the flank already, Lilith nearly getting that 1 clip through.
Oh, it's almost 1 clip, but it's not going to be enough. SCAD is going to go ahead, run through 3 more. Unfortunately, Snape is going to fall off the edge, but that's a very small, inconsequential death. It does seem that SCAD are going to maintain control through the second push the University of Albany have tried to set forth.
Savannah College of Art and Design heed the call of the void as they jump into the environmental demons below, but I mean, the fight's already over as University of Albany trickling in 1 by 1, try and take a bunch of 1v1s, and Savannah College will deny them that space. Now, I mean, we do have the ultimates coming into the picture. There's that duplicate from University of Albany, and though Katamas is down, this is looking like a rough engagement.
It is going to be quite rough, as again, it was a little bit early on that snap, and of course, Alone is in the back line, ready to cause a little bit of havoc. Easy damage stack up, looking for just 2 more ticks, is gonna blossom into death and is able to collect on so many. Yes, you fall, but you take so many with you, and University of Albany for a 3rd time are stopped in their tracks.
And these have been just disastrous fights for University of Albany. Savannah College doing a great job of, getting those 1-for-1 trades and having the support on the objective to stay alive, even as they are losing members. There's another hack, and it's going to send Ski Coops off the side of the map alone. Going to be switching over to the Bastion, and Savannah College have decided to put a little bit of the creativity in their gameplay in this last fight.
You might as well. Kabimas is able to boop a few members off, but Alone is the stationary target to work with. Yura is going to try and heal up through this ridiculous firepower, but of course it is all to delay as Savannah College take a perfect round number 1.
And not only, I suppose it's perfect in one sense, and that was 100-0 in control percentage, but the method by which they achieved it was certainly not, as they, as I said, engaged in a little tomfoolery, if you will, in the end. Savannah College it has, I mean, quietly one of, I said at the top of the show, one of the better teams in collegiate. You know, they I was talking to captain of a different squad, and they said, yeah, keep an eye out for Savannah College. They've got some punching power that you wouldn't necessarily expect. And I mean, we're seeing paid to that already here, Orbital, as Savannah College, despite those shenanigans, have really put themselves in position to close the series out, or at least put that in the mind of their opponent.
Of course, and even though we do say it's a quiet powerhouse, they were ranked number 2 for a reason, right? And I think that draws a lot of information their way. Of course, now inside of the tower, we are taking a look here and hoping to see a bit more aggression come out of Albany. It's a little bit more vertical work, so it might afford University of Albany the chance to really work their magic, but it will be Savannah College, of course, prepping on early. Actually chasing for the kills instead of looking for the cap, and Alone with this Bastion is again going to be so annoying as they still aren't gonna cap. Shiz is just gonna go, yeah, cool, watch me tank, watch me roll, and they force out the entirety as it's a single member Ski Coops left alone to their own devices is going to cap out all on their lonesome.
I mean, the fight ends as it started with Skiz getting a downtown ability just to get an elimination. The charge to open things up onto Hayden, and then the fire strike to close it down. As this is going to just slow things. I mean, this is the first point capture to Snap actually taken out of the fight, but University of Albany don't really have any presence to kind of take advantage of this space.
And they really don't, because Alone is again prepped up with a shield into as well. Oh, no reason to worry at all. It's just a Bastion set up on top. It is the most annoying turret ever to live. And of course, it is finally taking out Snap and Donnie, both annihilated by the sniper on the back line, but Alone finishes off the main tank in the front. Samarian is going to try their best to clear out a couple members in the middle, but so far it's only a contest and no such clearance, no capture rate so far. Finally have an opportunity, but Alone is going to cause some problems again. Just look at this constant barrage that University of Albany are laid into.
I think the big problem there is that University of Albany, despite having 5 eliminations onto SCAD, were not able to take control of the objective. So part of that was obviously Kabimas doing a great job of contesting onto the point, but for University of Albany, they really need to get that focus fire down if they want a chance in this series, because so far, Savannah College of Art and Design, they're making the playoffs look like easy mode at this point. If they continue just to try and chase down and hunt down their opponents.
Would you say SCAD are making a work of art right now? Would that be a proper response, as again, they are looking so close to a perfect series here, or at least a perfect game number 1, because again, they are at 76%. You can see the ultimates coming out. Hayden is going to try and buff people up, but Donnie playing the aggressive wrecking ball we know and love. We have seen so many people come out with. It seems SCAD have found their answer. They go ahead and crush down one more push. University of Albany are met with a shattering strike. It is deemed overkill at 95%.
Yeah, and I mean, now you're looking at someone just to touch the objective, but there's no one left standing. And that is going to be Savannah College of Art and Design getting the 200-0 on map number 1. And Lijiang Tower, well picked it was, as we get into the back half of the series. And what an opening statement from SCAD Overwatch here.
It was powerful to say the least, right? And Kabima's here just being the most annoying healer ever to boot people off the map. It is ridiculous to see. And to say that was the play of the game is even crazy in its own right? That's the best way I can put it here. It was phenomenal to see, and I'm excited to see what more they can bring.
Yeah, I've actually watched Kabimas' career for a very long time, all the way back with in South America, and very, very talented main support player. So continue to see, the growth of his gameplay has been impressive. But I mean, across the board, right? We saw a level of a level of aggression from Savannah College that honestly, University of Albany just did not have a response to. And I think coming into map number 2, it's obviously going to be the pick of the losers here. So University of Albany will select map number 2, and they need to just put a little bit more pressure on those players that are frankly overstepping their bounds, that are just not getting punished. And between Skiz and Cabimas, I mean, we saw a lot of flank play coming in from what is considered traditionally your front line.
It's one of those scenarios that you're just like, maybe it was Lee Zhong Tower. Maybe that was the issue, right? Again, when you're looking at some of these control point styles, it's very, very painful to deal with. And to deal with the rush, now you're on attack defense, right? We are on an escort map. We are going to Rialto, so a little bit of change of pace. At this point, you do have a chance at flexing your wings a little bit. You get a chance on defense, and you get a chance on offense. And that's what they're hoping to play for here. If they are going to be on the offense, though, as you said, trying for Albany to get that aggression under, where do they start with, especially on an escort map?
Well, I mean, we do know that it's going to be Rialto. We do know Savannah College is going to be defending first. Not a surprise there that they're going to head to the defense first. If given the option, you often choose that. For University of Albany, your opponent is going to try and create opportunities for themselves by virtue of just all-out aggression. I mean, the most obvious evidence of that, I think, is Skiz opening the round in round number 2 with a pin from downtown to take out the Mercy. And the second example of that is the teleporter that, you literally into the front line of their opposition. Just play a little bit more passively. And, when inevitably Savannah College plays for that extreme aggression, try and, punish those individual players while keep yourselves alive. Easier said than done, make no mistake about it. But, I mean, that's really the win condition that University of Albany has to set for themselves.
It's always easier to pen it out, right? It's always easy for the coach to write down exactly what you need to do. It's just jump over this hoop and you're good to go. And the players are like, I can't jump 7 feet in the air. I don't know what you're talking about, coach. So it's the idea that, as you said, it is easier said than done. And hopefully we can see it happen, though. University of Albany, again, they were able to upset one team. Are they able to do it here? It's a long road ahead of them. And, of course, Savannah College don't want to allow that to happen. So we'll see if they can. Of course, you can see Scad already having a little bit of fun. Alone has already brought out a third unique hero here. I believe the Doomfist is the third unique so far. Has played a plethora, and working with that Doomfist can bring a massive amount of disruption to be had. So if University of Albany are not ready for it, it can cause a lot of problems here.
I will say there's no one on the University of Albany side that is particularly vulnerable to the Doomfist. So we'll see if they're able to find more value. That being said, Lilith will put pay to that with an instant headshot, and Skiz comes in for the cleanup. So that is the fight just over and done. And I mean, it didn't even begin. Let's not mince words here. That wasn't a fight so much as it was just a bunch of pickoffs back to back by Savannah College.
Not just Savannah College, specifically by Lilith, and I think that's what a sniper does best in Overwatch, right? It stops the fight from even happening before the players can get out. However, we do see University of Albany taking 2 beforehand. With the shield up, they are able to reach that payload in time. Hopefully, they can get a little bit more. And they are going to push off here after a little bit of a slow start. We are going to see Scad try their best to regroup here at the first turn point.
Honestly, some really good play here from University of Albany. They punished that aggression that I highlighted. And indeed, it continues there. Accretion to deny Donnie's kinetic grasp. And so far, I have to give a lot of credit to Dank16, who on this Sigma has put so much pressure onto the main tank role.
That was a bit rude. But it was funny, so we'll allow it. We will allow it as Scad go ahead and try and fire back. Samarian and Llama are both taken out here. University of Albany might have to regroup. However, the charge has not stopped. Scad have not actually attempted to stop the payload, so it is currently about 3/4 of the way forward. Are finally going to take their chance, but Ski Coops is going to get mirrored up here as that Echo is going to cause a little bit of chaos. Alone on the back line is going to be alone with that Tracer. A little bit of time to get the kills. Again, University of Albany are stopped in their tracks.
No one.
That's a really just a extreme, like, duplicating, or sorry, the gravitic flux from Donnie there just to end it all. And I mean, at this point, Savannah College has been on their most cohesive composition so far tonight, aside from perhaps the Lucio, which you normally expect to see a break to play passively alongside their flex support. But Kabimas says, nope, that's all out aggression for me, and Skiz across the bridge will get the double environmental. So that is the full-on reset here for University of Albany, and I mean, that's more than half the time bank gone. That being said, what an opening pick here. Skeet Coops will get the headshot and then immediately get punished for it.
Very, very well done. As again, Scad, they're great on the offensive in these team fights. But remember, the whole point of Escort is to ensure that payload moves forward. So always keep eyes on that bar up top. However, the ultimates are being called out. Overshield is being used by Kabima, so that is going to mean the rest of Scad are going to walk their way forward. They do take out Dank. Down goes number 1. Llama Cartel is down as well. Snap and Alone rule the kill feed as 4 are dropped, and that is a team ace. University of Albany are washed as their payload continues to fall backwards.
Sometimes you just have to stand in awe of the mechanics of an individual player, and Alone does just that. Couple of 1 clips, a very nice stick pulse bomb on to the attempted escape of Sumerian, but it is going to be quickly put back, and Lilith will get another elimination to just slow University of Albany down. Started off promising with a headshot, but it has been dragged back as Savannah College continues to get those eliminations.
What happens when you have multiple points of attack. Kabimas and Lilith again get these crazy setups here. Alone is going to follow through with a melee onto the Hayden. And University of Albany, they try and mount one more attack, but can't even find the members to do so. Every single one of their attacks is consistently in a 4v6 almost, and Alone finds another kill on the Soldier 76. Alone, along with Lilith, have been primary masters at shaking up this aggressive stance on the defense. They have completely shut down University of Albany. It is now only at the halfway point, and with 1 second left, it is a single chance at an OT. Scad not going to allow that to happen as they take a very, very powerful defensive round number 1.
I mean, the microcosm of this game has really been Snap there in the corner. A pocketed Tracer, and still reappears around the corner to get the ego challenge on to their opposition. And on top of that, has won it out. So Savannah College have put themselves in what could be a match point position if they continue their, dominant performance here in this series, Orbital. And I mean, considering where that yellow box of victory is going to be placed, not more than halfway through first, you have to feel that this map is trending ever closer to being a Savannah College victory.
And it just shows the strength. As you said, this silent, stalwart team in the collegiate scene is now kind of bearing their fangs for the first time, right? This is them sinking their teeth into an opponent and saying, look, we're just as threatening as the top seed. We're just as threatening as any other team out there, and you better respect it. University of Albany have just unfortunately been in their crosshairs. So, as you said, going to be very, very important. Lilith, of course, having one of the greater shakeups in that DPS role. Originally on the Lilith for the defensive, is now set with that Torbjorn, at least for the next 15 seconds or so. Probably going to swap out to something else, but again, we did see the Bastion last time, so we could easily see this working out.
And I mean, University of Albany are going to look to be a mirror composition to what was run in the last round by the defense, but we'll see how effective they can be. A very passive setup by University of Albany, relatively speaking. Again, you can see that yellow bar that showcases where the end of the map is at this point. University of Albany already taking so much damage on the entry.
They do, and Scat, of course, going to get roped out on the back end. Ski Coops down to about 140, is going to quickly get healed up, because, of course, that's exactly what they want. That's going to be a revive coming out from Snap, but it is the reversal. Scad go ahead, wipe fight number 1. University of Albany are set packing as they get one more chance, probably not.
Gonna have to be a full reset here, but they're not going to get it. The only fight that has occurred on this map is going to be a long-standing one. And with that, Scad continue to walk forward and don't even allow anyone out of spawn. Graviton Surge online from Skiz. He's going to grab the Lucio on the bridge across. No one will contest, and that will be map number 2, heading over to Savannah College.
Play of the game.
All right, we got a quick highlight from Skiz here at the end. This is going to be the whole hog 2K across the bridge. There it is. Unfortunately, no one can even escape. There is too far away, the knockback too strong. And that is going to be Savannah College taking map number 2. And honestly, putting themselves at match point, an opportunity to continue moving forward. You'll see a black square over there adjacent to me. And when we get that resolved, Orbital will be back with us in no time at all. With that being said, we do have to address the truth of this game, and that is now match 3 becomes match point. I mean, Savannah College have not only shown tremendous strength on the maps, have realistically given up 0 progress to their opposition, 200-0 on Lijiang Tower, and then obviously a 0.1 hold here on Rialto moments ago. So coming into this third map, which is going to be University of Albany's pick, it is going to be their last chance, their last opportunity to drag this one back. We'll see if they're able to do it when we return. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a short break.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the
And welcome back, everyone. We are hopefully ready to go here for our game number 3. It's been a phenomenal showing from SCAD so far. Savannah College really putting on a clinic for us here today. Of course, now it is going to be University of Albany trying to do their best to do a full reverse sweep.
We do have some substitutes to speak of and some role swaps as well. University of Albany will have their initial support player sub out, Aster going taking a seat on the bench. Miss Mango coming in, however, not as a replacement, because Lamar Cartel will shift over to that support role, and Miss Mango will take the role of main tank. So, a lot of swaps going here as we get set for Volskaya Industries alone this time on the Hanzo. It's a double sniper look from Savannah College, and so far, University of Albany have actually gotten the first 2 picks.
They have, and that was with the Doomfist really powering through primary members, and especially taking out Donnie, who on this Wrecking Ball has been a menace so far. But alone is also a massive menace. We're now seeing why Lilith is challenging for that sniper spot. Phenomenal kills to be started so far, but University of Albany still steadily moving forward and now chasing out alone. Very, very well done on their point, so University of Albany might have a chance to cap at least a third of this point.
Oh no, but the reset came in and Lilith gets another shot down as Donnie made the recontest. So this is still not out of the woods for University of Albany. They get another pick out to snap here, Orbital. They're getting the eliminations, but they need to be clean about it.
They need to be clean, they need to be tight, and they need to make sure everyone is a loss on their side. So SCAD is, of course, dropping Donnie, and Lilith might be next one to fall, but University of Albany have fully controlled a side, and that's going to be a very, very quick cap. University of Albany, for the first time in this series, feel like they found an opportunity for themselves. They just got to force out one more player, and there is going to be the almost full capture. Though Donnie still says they want to try as well. They're going to try and break down some of these kills. Will they hold it out? It's literally at 99.8%. Point 2 is done. University of Albany take capture point A.
And that will be their first percentage gained in this series, so and not a moment too soon either. And they continue it onwards. Lilith is going to be caught away. Unfortunately, this will not be the punishment that Savannah College is going to be at risk of, because the respawns are so quick now. And obviously with 2 further eliminations here for Savannah College, this fight is done and dusted. University of Albany will have to go back to the drawing board, but considering they took point A, they do have the tools to work with here on the second half of the map.
And I feel this gives a decent bit of priority as well to the fact University of Albany will be able to use their upcoming ultimates fully on B, right? Instead of having to split their first attempts here on A, they took it relatively well and have 4 or 5 ultimates. ECAC's already using one to knock out Kabimas and one more. That's immediately going to be popped from Donnie as that wrecking ball. It continues to be an annoyance in everyone's backside. Donnie finds a second so far, so that's going to be the DPS taken out. Revive coming through on ECAC as Dank is now going to fall.
And even with those resources being committed, University of Albany will not get further than just a touch on objective B. And Savannah College, despite their chaotic play style here, have done something that works remarkably well on Assault, and that is trade 1 for 1. Eventually, you're going to lose the fight if you're the offensive team, simply because the respawns are so much closer for the defense, and especially with these fights occurring here in the lobby outside of B, right? You're not even approaching the objective for these fights to mean much of anything.
Of course, ECAC has been on the initiative for this University of Albany squad. As you were saying, the 1v1s just don't work, so you gotta take a few more on the edge, and SCAD go ahead and lose 2. Now they quickly revive in and try their hand at getting a few more. Samarian tried with the ulti, but couldn't get much done. So SCAD are able to float more out. ECAC is now almost going to fall. Dank is going to fall soon as well, but Miss Mango on the Reinhardt is quickly taken out of commission. So University of Albany lose their second chance, but they were able to get a fair bit. That's going to be a 1 and almost 8-second third of this point taken.
Yeah, it's, you know, the fight that they had lost by virtue of, again, not having all their players available, but they still get some progress on it. So that's the best case scenario when you lose a player that early. And the big problem now, of course, is that Donnie here is on the wide flank, way back in spawn, and so too is Skiz. University of Albany are trying to deal with these tanks before just approaching the objective, and I mean, right now, University of Albany is in just as much disarray as Savannah College appears to be.
They seem to be floundering a little bit here, and now it's all on Alone, who, again, SCAD have done so well in manipulating this Widow pick, and it's been phenomenal at points, right? Getting those early picks and everything, but ECAC has now found that retaliation style in trying to go for those aggressive 1-for-1 picks. But as you said, that might not be enough. We're taking a look back at SCAD, as it now seems University of Albany are finding the picks of their own directly into the shields.
There's a Nano Lilith, but Lilith will not get even a single elimination, as it is now the Valkyrie from Hayden getting in for some action on top of that. This has been University of Albany continue to take a little bit of space. Alone caught out in the back line here. Trade still favoring the defense, though.
The Tank is going to go ahead, try and force their way forward, but Skiz is going to try their best to force everyone out. The minefield is down. Kabimas is going to take out that sniper in the back line. That's going to be 2. Kabimas on this healer is mowing people down. Miss Mango forced out of the site. That means it's all the healing in the world. Kabima's play of the game right there, at least play of that current minute.
That is, and speaking of minutes, it is now down to the last minute and 45 seconds. University of Albany need to try and at least get this second point captured, as Savannah College continues to showcase that aggression, just not even allowing, you know, the B objective to be approached with full members. There's another one. Samarian's going to go down. Tactical visor in the back pocket can't be used, and Savannah College is continuing their reign of terror.
Well, it's specifically Alone and Lilith, I feel, right now, as Lilith takes the 2K. Alone is able to find one in the back line, and that's essentially University of Albany stalled once again. They came so close to taking B, or at least taking 2/3, and this is the most difficult control point to take, so, or the capture point, I should say. University of Albany stalled at the doorways with a minute left. At most, they're going to have one more ulti charge to work with if they can sync them all up appropriately.
Speaking of syncing, gets that Doom Fist Nano Boost online.
Nano Boost is online, and they use it. Miss Mango is going to drop down a Shatter, but can you really find anyone? No, ECAC is taken out, and SCAD repel the aggression so well. University of Albany have tried their best, and Samarian and ECAC with ultimates available are going to try one last ditch effort. 30 seconds left, and with your healers coming back at such a bad time, it's a difficult one to have. SCAD, I think, have done the job that they needed for 5.5 minutes. They have repelled a B site for so long, and they are rewarded. It will not go into overtime. At least they hope not. Here in this stance, SCAD going ahead, cleaning up the last few here in the last few seconds of round number 1.
Yeah, and they're not even going to touch the objective here on University of Albany. Something that is remarkable is the fact that we haven't seen what I would consider a true fight in any of the games we've seen this series. Savannah College just doing a ton of skirmishing around the map, and even here on Assault, a map style that you know can be punished quite tremendously. Get away with that aggression. So they will head to the offense to close this series out. They're hoping, and their win condition is just shy of 60% on that second phase of Volskaya.
And I have to say, I you know, from what I've seen in you know, games 1 and 2, I think Savannah can do it. I think they have a good chance at doing it, right? This is a squad that loves to play at a fast accelerated pace, and on their aggressive sides, they always look a mite better. They're a team that thrive on the fast-paced action that they set themselves. And this is the best time to do it, right? University of Albany, they tried their best. They got up to 56%, as we were saying, or 59.8 as the timer shows. But SCAD are hopefully going to wreck that. Now, keep in mind, it took one push for University of Albany to take capture point A. It'll be up to SCAD to see if they can do the same.
Getting a look at the composition that University of Albany will look to stymie the onslaught of aggression from Savannah College, and it's nothing surprising here. In fact, it is essentially what they ran on their offensive side for the most part. Ski Coops, goodbye. Try for the sizing slam for the reset or for the hold on top of the roof, but instead it got yeeted off the side of the map. So Savannah College will have a default advantage as University of Albany are down 1.
I love in the chat, even you see it. It was a misinput. Just kind of letting everyone know that it was indeed a misinput. Sky going ahead, prepping for this A site, appropriately jumping in very quickly, but that is going to be Ski Cubes taking 1 kill so far. However, Hayden was annihilated in the process. Both teams losing a healer very, very quickly on. That is going to mean Dank is going to be cut out of the mech and immediately laid to rest. Donnie is now going to float through with that Wrecking Ball once again. Alone back in the pit, and it is going to be a little bit difficult to stay alive. But the onslaught of barrages of Donnie chasing Soldier 76 might be able to deter them. SCAD going ahead, doing their best to imitate University of Albany here on capture point A.
Alright, it's going to be the capture here, and this time there's no one left standing from the University of Albany to continue to contest. It is simply Hayden looking on forlornly, as it is the last couple of members trying to straggle in, and Savannah College have actually decided to, you know, evict the objective and are going for the eliminations instead.
I think at this point that is their MO. They did the same thing, I believe, in map number 2 on Escort. They completely forgot that Escort is, in fact, an Escort, and you have to watch the payload. That's actually how that payload had ended up, all the way at about 75-80%. Now they're just going for those push plays. They know they can win these gunfights and are treating it as such. It is a very quick attempt at a capture on point B, and they're already very, very quick on it. University of Albany has to do a complete 180 to try and get back and hold off. That's going to be from the skies coming in. Ski Coops can't find much more than one. Is going to look for another and is able to sweep Skiz off their feet. SCAD are being swept up in the momentum of University of Albany, but SCAD fire right back, and again, it's Alone with the powerhouse ultimate, able to shape this fight up for SCAD's favor. They're able to very quickly take a bit more, one more contest. They are just 20% off of closing this out. 10%, I can count, don't worry. 5 minus 4 is 1. And that's going to leave all but a few left alive by SCAD, and University of Albany has so far defended against this onslaught.
That is just down to the absolute wire there. Savannah College were close to closing that one out. Unfortunately, the respawns, again, just so good. Alone will be eliminated yet again, so another player deficit here for Savannah College. And University of Albany are looking to keep this one in contest.
They are going to keep in that front. Again, with 2 on it for University of Albany, they have a better chance at holding this off, but it is very, very close. SCAD going ahead, rolling through here with no ultimates to play, and Tank, of course, looking for one more shot. And get that nuke going in. It's going to be the overshield. It's going to be a powerful setup for that defense. They rally through, and Skids is going to send out their own mech ulti. It's going to be ulti for ulti, and no one dies except for Llama Cartel. University of Albany are able to repel once more, and SCAD are going to have to regroup.
Skigoops has been doing a tremendous amount of work here on the Doomfist. No fewer than 2 eliminations per fight, and that's been giving a little bit of breathing room over to the rest of University of Albany to be able to clean up the fight. So the Doomfist doing a ton of work, and actually Savannah College will acknowledge that as Lilith will move over to the Doomfist to mirror out. And on top of that, Savannah College have continued to just make this a long-standing skirmish. The fight hasn't ended yet.
It really hasn't, but that's going to be a chance alone, not able to find anything with that ulti, with that bomb going off. But in comes Donnie, is going to lay down the minefield, and this might be the opportunity. Can you find more? Alone finds 2. That's going to be Big Pig. Skigoops is going to fall. That's a big one. Dank is going to get out of the mech, immediately clipped out by Lilith, and that might be enough. University of Albany lose control, and they just need a bit more. It is the finisher as Savannah College of Art Design is able to finish it off with one final push.
Yeah, you could definitely call that a stylish game from Savannah College of Art and Design. Skigoops will walk away with the highlight here. And a credit to them for continuing to fight all the way through the series, even when it seemed at its most dire. However, in the end, it was University of Albany falling to Savannah College. And just an all-out aggression here from the winning team. A brawl, really, in the end.
From one to another, it was always Savannah College at some form or way consistently in control, and that is what we like to see. Again, this is a squad that we said was kind of that sleeper OP. Yes, they're ranked number 2 here in the playoffs, but they very well could challenge for that number 1 spot, and maybe they feel a little bit besmirched by that, saying, hey, maybe we should have been first seed coming in here. One way or another, though, I think they played a phenomenal game, and I do believe we hopefully will have an interview with one of their players as well to get a little bit of insight into how they played. So we will go to a very, very short break before we get an interview coming in with one of the winners from Savannah College to get their thoughts on that series. Don't go anywhere.
Usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify.
As well.
Yeah, speaking of lots of fun, obviously you guys played a very chaotic style throughout the entirety of the series, you know, taking fights all over the map. Is that was that specifically strategy coming in, or was it sort of a Savannah College playing for fun kind of thing?
We tend to change our playstyle depending on the team that we're playing against.
Fair enough, and it worked out obviously with the 3-0. You guys now get to move on to the semifinals here from today. Is there any team you're particularly looking forward to or watching out for?
We're definitely looking forward to playing against Bay State again. That one's a big name that we talk about.
Of course, Bay State on everyone's tongue there. So, of course, you had a phenomenal showing here, and can't wait to see what you guys can do in the semifinals. Is there anyone else that you would like to shout out? Anyone that you would like to give props to here on this interview to close us out?
Definitely just shout out my team and our director, Ross Adams, and then our support, Cobby Moss, wanted to shout out Matt Merckx. Begged me to say that.
Of course, of course. And with that, Lola, thank you so much for the interview and congratulations on the victory this evening.
Thank you so much. GG's.
With that, we'll go ahead and throw it to another short break to get ready for Rocket League as we'll be underway with that to close out the day for the ECAC broadcast here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Boy, I got 10 streams, and I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soul, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soul, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this big, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this big, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's got.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ECAC Rocket League Round Number 3 playoffs. My name is Bass on the Pass, joined alongside by none other than Orbital. And Orbital, we are here today to continue on with the action here in the playoffs as we've got the University of Kentucky versus Grand Valley State University. I'm excited to get into this one. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing okay. I've been floating around between, I believe, Valorant and Overwatch and Rocket League, so it's a fantastic time, and I'm so excited because, again, this is the closest matchup, hopefully, that we're going to have throughout the playoffs here, and so far, the brackets have run their course, so between 4th and 5th seed, one of them is going to be moving on to playoff against 1st seed.
Yeah, it's a rough situation for all of these teams here because it's now or never, unfortunately. It's a single elimination bracket, so if you're not able to perform when the time comes, you're going to run into a lot of issues on the way down. Considering the fact that Boise State has so far not dropped a game here in playoffs, yeah, these two teams are going to have a lot to play for in that next round. But similarly, neither one of these teams has had necessarily, let's call it, a contested road thus far. Both of them currently 6-0 in playoffs here, taking down for Kentucky the number 29 seed and the 13. Meanwhile, for Grand Valley, they've taken down the 12th seed and the 28th. So they've had a pretty long road to get here thus far, Orbital, but this will by far be their toughest test yet. Both of these teams have proven themselves to be solid contenders, so I'm interested in your thoughts. Do you think anybody comes in here the favorites?
I will say this, I don't think so. I think every team currently, this is top 8, right? This is top 8. These are the 8 teams that have differentiated themselves from the rest of the pack, and I think for good reason, right? I don't usually like to say there's a giant gap in current tournaments, but there tends to be. With such a large roster of teams coming in here, it's a fantastic time for teams to showcase, but there are specific teams that tend to do and fare better in the overall scenarios, and that's what's currently happening here. Comparatively between the two, though, I don't think there's much leeway. Again, both teams, as you said, have not been tested in a best-of-5 scenario. That game 1 tends to shed a lot of light. I'm very, very excited to see both of them. However, my eyes are on University of Kentucky. I'm excited to see what they can bring out here. They had a slightly better match record. I think that's all we had there. So GVSU, of course, coming in here going, okay, listen, you might have 4th seed, but we could have definitely earned it as well. And I think it's going to be a very tight match to watch.
I think that's the biggest thing we have to take away from this is that no matter what, whoever takes this, they're going to have to earn it. This is not going to be an easy series for them to take, considering that both teams have good records. Not only do they have good records, but they've done well in the playoffs, so the momentum is in favor of either side. That being said, we don't really know, like you said, who's going to come out on top, so only time will tell. Well, as we speak of which, we're about to get into the game here, but before we do, we got to remind you guys, the people who make all of this possible. Again, huge shout out here from the ECAC to Lenovo. Lenovo Legion knows you play to win. To stand out from the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and actions. The Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest, most critical of situations. With an extreme 1 millisecond response time to insane 240 Hz refresh rate, the Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, but it does a lot more. Built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles, in tournament level, the Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch FHD IPS panel with built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. The Legion Y25 monitor is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. Once again, thank you to Lenovo for all their help here at the ECAC. And Orbital, I think we're about ready to get into the action here. Like we said, we're just waiting on this first game, and I don't know who to... Again, I really don't know who to pick in this one. I'd have to go with you in saying that Kentucky might come into this one just a little bit the favorites, but it's only by a slight margin. Both of these teams do have a lot of experience, but I don't know, man. Kentucky, they've just done it in other leagues before. I feel like they're going to come into this one just a tad stronger.
I would assume so, but I don't think it'll come out in game number 1. This is my slight prediction here. University of Kentucky might take the series, and I think we'll take the series. However, game 1 is going to be a little bit crazy as I say that. GVSU, go ahead and prove me right.
All right, apparently this is not going to be as easy of a road as Kentucky might have hoped for here. 3 seconds in, we already find ourselves a goal. I mean, yes, it's a kickoff order, but at the same time, we always talk about this. Game number 1 is where you set the tone, and what a better way to set the tone than getting a kickoff.
It's not just the tone, it's the pacing of the game as well. Usually, at least from what I see, game 1s, if you get a score right out the bat, it tends to follow a few more.
All right, I'll take this. Back and forth. Not going to let them keep the lead for too long. Kentucky with a quick response out of a shot out of the corner. Speaking of corner, right into the pocket it goes. Heck of a way to equalize here, but I do think we got to settle down from our volatility. 10 seconds into this one, already finding 2 goals. It's take a second to breathe and recenter ourselves. Maybe Kentucky can do this here, trying to start up an offense, but unfortunately poked away out to the corner. Get kept by friable apples here as just try and keep this out of the half. More boomer ball back and forth, and we are seeing that volatility. Feels like there's a lot of diving going on right now, Orbital.
It feels like GVS, you don't want to let off the pressure, and that is almost a 3rd goal of the game. You know what? You said they need to slow down. I think they're not. And as I was saying before, they so rudely interrupted me by scoring 2 goals back-to-back. It was the excessive use of the fact that they are going to be going on the aggressive. Both teams say, oh, it's like that. to the metal, so I have a feeling that we aren't going to see too much leniency. We're going to see constant aggression, we're going to see constant offensive moves, and potentially a lot of wide open goals, depending on how this pans out.
I wouldn't be surprised considering the fact that game number 1, like you said, is just going to be a little bit quicker a pace of play. It's going to be a little bit riskier. So, yeah, if we do see some open nets, not necessarily too surprising. Matt would like to create an open net there, going for the bump on the last defender. Not going to work out this time. Ooh, and that actually might come back to bite them. Kentucky now forced to play some defense as it goes into their half. Shot on target. Festive will put that one out to the side, and Grand Valley will have to try something a little bit more lethal if they want to get past the defense. Does feel like the pace of play starting to drop off a little bit. Not saying we're getting slow, but it feels a little bit more manageable for both sides.
It feels a lot more about the challenging in the airs as well, right? So early start was kind of both teams going, okay, we know we can do this, and now it's kind of like, okay, maybe we should actually play our own game, right? Not looking for that fast breakaway or anything of the sort. You can see a lot of the balls are trying to be placed off in the corners to try and prep for a two-tap, or trying to pass it to some of your teammates, right? And I could definitely agree with that. Now into the midfield is where they're trying to go, as University of Kentucky are trying to prep themselves for it, but so far we're seeing a max of about 3 touches, but that's a very good one as University of Kentucky move to 2-1.
Oh, they keep the momentum in their favor after Grand Valley find that kickoff goal. There's not much else to show for it yet. The offense, I feel like, has been a bit more lethal for Kentucky here, considering the fact that Grand Valley have spent a lot of time in that Kentucky half, but just haven't been able to put shots on target. Good thing for them, plenty of time to do so. 3 minutes on the clock, and maybe they can do it right here. Cyber wants a double. Zap will go there for the follow-up, but that's an open net. You called this earlier, and it will arrive. Rilla will find the equalizer.
Oh, I called it, but I didn't actually want it to happen because this is where it gets spicy. This is where the team just go a little bit too fast. And there's a point where you realize they're spiraling out of control. Now, if we hit that point, it will be quite obvious. It will be goals scored back and forth. It will be obvious mistakes because players get a little bit too high rev. They start missing very easy passes. They start missing easy goals, or they start missing easy defensive plays. And that is actually what I'm terrified to see the teams break out into. So at this point, I love the aggression. I love the action. But if this keeps up pace, it's going to cause a lot of problems here. Thankfully, Apples is there for the defensive save.
I'd have to agree with you 100%, though. It does feel like right now we might see a little bit of mistakes here and there. Not too surprising, but again, that's also kind of what this faster play style lends itself to. Opportunistic plays, taking advantage of the little things that teams mess up on and really punishing when it counts. With 2 minutes left, you really got to make these seconds count here. Grand Valley back on their offensive ways. The pressure is on against University of Kentucky here, and this one goes not center, off the roof. A little bit of a boomer ball, probably a bit more powerful than Grand Valley would have liked, but at least they can keep the pressure up. Kentucky will make a save on the line, but at this point, we've seen this story too many times here to say that it's going to have a different outcome. Grand Valley have got to get more creative with their offense. They've had so much pressure, but really not enough goals to show for it.
It's always been those shots. You can see it 3 shots right now for Zap and not much else coming from it, but that's a long-range beaner. That was a shot and a half straight from midfield. This is perfect. Look at this, Apples. Oh, it was so good. Oh, Matt, that was rude, Matt.
Come on now. Hey, he's got a stat pad. You know, stat pad Matt. It rhymes a little bit. It's too good not to be true. And, well, at this point, I think Grand Valley, they're hoping this isn't true here. They're hoping they're going to wake up from a dream or maybe a nightmare in a couple seconds because they had a 1-0 lead. They lost it. It went to 2-1. They came back, but all of a sudden, Kentucky have continued to find responses every time Grand Valley start to find some momentum. 70 seconds left, though, in an open net. Not quite. Festive Invader will turn that one away. With a minute to go, again, we've seen this time and time again. Grand Valley with overwhelming pressure. Now they just got to start putting shots on target.
You can pressure as much as you want, but if you don't score a goal, it is all moot. That's going to be a flip out. Cyber tried to go for it, but of course Matt on the flip side is looking to get one more goal under their belt. Yes, 45 seconds is left on the clock, but that's going to be a carry. They roll it in. No, it's going to be stopped right outside. Cyber says, oh, that was a close one. 2 goals for Cyber to tie things up.
And once again, it's what I talk about when I say opportunistic here. Grand Valley, it's just, it's one of these things. They see a little bit of vulnerability. They see an extra wide swing from University of Kentucky, and they just take advantage. So I like this. We're seeing responses every time. These adaptations really are hyper-aware. The question is, though, who's going to close out this game? With 40 seconds to go, we've basically arrived in golden goal scenario. We could truly go there if we hit an overtime, but Kentucky, they want to try and prevent that. They're going to go into another offense. And I will say, Orbital, we've been talking about this. Grand Valley with the overwhelming pressure, but in terms of efficiency, I definitely would give it to Kentucky.
I would do it as well. These are players that are consistently on the defensive pattern, and for University of Kentucky, it might not look like it, but their defense is quite good. Consistent shots on goal, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the stats at the end of the day showing GVSU having phenomenal shots on goal, but not many converted, whereas UK have done so much more with so much less. And with us going into overtime, this is a time for UK to shine. They have a chance at scoring off the goal. Remember, first 2 goals of the game came off kickoff.
The kickoffs have been rather volatile so far here, so I'm hoping that maybe we get a little bit of normalcy as we get into overtime here. We talked about this before. Game number 1, not going to be the end-all, be-all, but it is a game to set the tone and set the pace of play that you'll operate with throughout the series. And it's also a way to set yourselves apart from the rest of the pack. If Grand Valley can find the goal here, they'd love to capitalize, but that's a double commit in the corner from both teams. Calamity ensues out of midfield here, and maybe Kentucky can break out, but not if they keep on double committing. That should get popped right back into their half, and it could even be a shot barely off target, off the backboard. It will ring, and Kentucky, they'll thank their lucky stars as they do not get scored on in overtime.
That was dangerous to say the least, and as you were talking about, the consistent double commits here could be the final nail in the coffin. It could be the linchpin to the entire carry, and that's going to be a dribble all the way on the right side of the goal, but GVSU are going to try and carry it back out. It's going to be a flip towards mid. Matt intercepts. He's now going to set it off to the side. Now a little bit of a shot on goal, a little bit of low grounder, completely kicked out by Cyber.
Well, let's see, though. Can they find themselves a solid continuation here? It feels like the pressure, again, Grand Valley been doing this all day long, but now they've got to play some defense. Rilla to pop it out to the side, and that's the thing about Grand Valley that does make me a little bit worried. They're sending the house on most of these offenses, and if a counterattack catches them by surprise, they're going to be pretty exposed on their back end. 90 seconds into this overtime, it does seem like both teams are prepared for the long haul here as we continue to go back and forth, but Orbital, we've both seen this scenario too many times to count, and at this point, we know it's ending one of two ways. Either someone hits a goal that just absolutely jaw drops us, or it's a defensive error that leaves them far too exposed.
Well, it's not going to be Zap, unfortunately, who ran out of boost midway through the air, so he goes, "Oh, my time to shine was cut very, very short." And that's why you always look at your boost, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you always keep track as the ball stalls out. It was a dead ball in front of UK's goal. Are you kidding me? GVSU quite nearly end this game number 1, but it's right back to ground zero.
Oh, they had such a huge chance there. The physicality, something we haven't seen a lot of throughout this series, but it definitely could be the difference maker. Passing plays like this also could be one to strike them down. University of Kentucky cannot hold on from the brilliant passing play from Grand Valley, and they'll take game number 1.
That was by far one of the cleanest team plays I have seen here tonight, and in OT no less. What a phenomenal round to be had. Grand Valley, perfect execution at the very end, and you could see it in their eyes, right? You could even see it a mile away. From that first touch, it was straight to the side, immediately off the backboard, and right into the hands of Rilla. What a phenomenal time. Now, granted, that was game number 1, and to be put in that scenario means GVSU are not probably enjoying the pressure as much as they would like, and Kentucky are going to come back and go, okay, listen, yes, they got a good goal in OT, but that was OT. They were not able to do that in regular time, and that means if Kentucky is able to continue kind of this consistent defensive play and then push for those opportunities, they might have a better time. Yes, under pressure, it is going to be GVSU all day long, it seems like. But for Kentucky, if you can play the standard time properly, you won't even allow them to get to that chance.
Yeah, it does feel like we're starting to see a little bit of a, let's call it a normal rhythm to the way that the two teams are operating around each other. And I think that's going to make us, let's say, be able to keep up with the action a little bit more. Because game number 1, a lot of volatility, a lot of chaos on either ends of the pitch. It's the reason why we had such a high score line there with 7 goals in total. I'm thinking game number 2, get a little bit of a settle down, like you said. I'm definitely able to rotate around each other a little bit more cleanly. And passing plays like we saw at the end there, I think are going to have to be the name of the game. If the defenses are able to hold on, like we've seen both sides do thus far, you got to do something special. Catch them by surprise. Do something a little bit more unique with your offenses. And I think that's how you take the series overall. Grand Valley, this would be an important game for them. If they can go 2-0 up on Kentucky, a team who, like we mentioned, hasn't lost yet here in the playoffs, that's their first loss, it's not only going to give you a lot of momentum, it also might get to their mental. Again, the pressure is on here in a single elimination bracket. You know every single mistake you make could be your last.
And when a game changes from, you know, constant shots on goal to, oh crap, they're actually playing together, it also changes the field of the defensive play, right? From then on, you can't really always count on, okay, I can just sit in the net and be able to prep. You have to start reading those passes, right? You have to start intercepting those passes if you want a clean shot at clearing out the ball, because if not, you're not going to be able to keep pace, right? You can only defend one shot, and when you don't know where that shot's coming from, it's such a difficult task. So I want to see University of Kentucky start realizing that, start cutting off those pass plays at the very core, and from there prepping themselves for an opportunity play, whether that be a dribble up the middle or an aerial battle off the top ropes. It's one or the other. At this point, GVSU, though, have shown that they have the capability to make those passing plays work if given that option, and that was almost a pinch from top rope straight to goal.
Oh, that could have been a huge way for GVSU to hold on to their momentum and really start this game off with a bang. They're not going to stop with their usual ways, though. Again, overwhelming pressure, something we've seen from GVSU time and time again. But similarly, Kentucky been able to hold off most of these attacks and really be able to clear it out to midfield and buy themselves enough time to restart the cycle all over again. Here we go. Like I said, restarting the cycle. Grand Valley into the corner. Try and get this one center. Where's the shot, though? Taken away and popped out to midfield, where Kentucky, if history repeats itself, which it does, Kentucky will get out to midfield, but will be able to get no further than that. It feels like they need a booming clear or something to just kind of buy themselves some time, considering what we're seeing here, which is a continuation of the same play over and over, where Grand Valley just starve out Kentucky and continue to make them in these most awkward of positions. Something's got to change. How about an open net? It's not going to be enough. The first breakaway Kentucky get all game, and unfortunately, Rilla will be there to close out any opportunity.
Oh, it looks so good, but remember, an open goal in Rocket League is not really an open goal. It is always someone's there, right? Whether it be 2 or 3 cars diving in. That's gonna be a shot on goal, though. Festive Invader, of course, trying to take their own chance at a goal. Matt, of course, rounding out the sides as University of Kentucky and GVSU have still yet to score a goal. They both said, okay, listen, number one was a little bit too back and forth. Let's just slow it down, and both teams are like, oh, wait, we're both slowing it down. Dead ball right in the middle as 2 members go in, and only one comes out as the ball boosts right back to midfield.
Oh no, that's not gonna be it, is it? Kentucky find the first goal here from, I'll call it an errand challenge. They're expecting time out of midfield. 2 players on the ball. Neither one of them is expecting the dunk, and Friable comes out of nowhere.
Friable's like, yeah, I fry them apples. That's how we do it here. University of Kentucky going ahead and laying one up, and they'll be on GVSU to try and come away with this. And I said it before, right? I really think whenever pressure is not on the board, University of Kentucky do very, very well. This is a team that plays well in the standard. And as long as it's not down to the one-timer, they keep doing this. That's 2 apples tried. Can we get a hat trick? Full apple slices.
Unfriable Apple is putting the team on their back so far here. And Orbital, this is something we've also seen many times before. When a team starts to get hot, they really don't stop. Open the floodgates and let them through. And I think Kentucky finally found that spark of life that might be able to propel them here to a bit of a better second game than the first. Like you said, when they can hold on defense, they usually break away with something nice. But can they do it for another 2 minutes here? And can they hold off what has been inevitable counterattack out of GVSU? Had so much pressure. A goal's got to drop at some point, but is it going to come in this game, or is it going to come in the next here? Cyber trying to get something past the midfield here as Kentucky definitely starting to put more pressure. Doesn't feel like they're being locked into their half nearly as long.
And that's because they have 2 goals, right? The second goal really gave them a breath of fresh air. They're like, okay, we have 2 goals, and with a minute 30 left, you usually want to leave, at least in my opinion, you want to leave about 30 to 45 seconds for each goal to be scored, right? That's what we would say is maybe the average time to score a goal. So at this point, you know you have plenty of leeway to work with, so you feel more comfortable going for those very quick challenges. You're more comfortable leaving that goal open and granting yourself those opportunities. And you can see it here, GVSU really going for that physicality and saying, listen, we got to do something. We got to open up an opportunity for ourselves. It's going to be a shot off the top goal post and a little bit of bounce down, but the 2-touch is not going to score the goal.
Oh, that one's got to hurt again. Another shot inaccurate and off the crossbar, excuse me, not off the crossbar, off the woodwork there. It's something we've seen time and time again. Grand Valley have continued to put shots on, but not really on, just near the target, and maybe they can switch that up here. Another interesting passing play, but I think it's going to be snuffed out here by Festive Invader as they send it right back into the half. And now we crossed that point that you said might be uncomebackable. 42 seconds to go, and a third goal goes in, and Unfriable Apples finds the hat trick.
This is one of those rare goals that Unfireable Apples is just straight up like, yeah, that was kind of given to me. It rolled along the whole outside of the arena and then landed squarely in Apple's hands. And I gotta agree, 20 seconds per goal is something that is monumental. It is so difficult to pull off. You're looking at this point at 2 kickoff goals. If GVSU really want this chance, and it doesn't look like University of Kentucky are even going to give them that chance. It's a full, I feel, card-to-card defense. Consistent pressure up and down the pitch. And Zap completely denied of that midfield shot.
You got to feel for Kentucky and Grand Valley here. Kentucky's probably beating themselves up going, why didn't we do this game number 1? We could have found ourselves already on series point here. And Grand Valley, well, they're wondering what happened. What's the difference here? What made it so that Kentucky could score 4 goals in 5 minutes and keep them shut out? To put it simply here, Orbital, Grand Valley have a lot of work left for them. They've got to make some adjustments going into game number 3. Otherwise, I see Kentucky running away with the series.
They found their pace, right? They found their options, and I was worried about this, right? University of Kentucky feel good when there's no pressure on the table. They feel at their most comfortable at those points in time, and they're showing it here. 4 goals. They scored 1 in those last 30 seconds as well, and this is just kind of playing for time here, just playing, you know, a little bit of volleyball now, as we do enjoy this kind of back and forth, but it's consistent, and I really do like that out of Kentucky's side. So very, very excited to see them continue forward. And if we get to see a bit more GVSU, though, if they can get those early breakaway goals, you know, really set up a pressure situation for UK, it might continue tumbling forward, right? Those early goals that we had in game 1 is what gave such a large potential for GVSU to continue their push forward. That's where we saw University of Kentucky clench up a little bit, right? They tightened up their defense and didn't really let go, and that caused problems because they couldn't score goals after that. So GVSU, you know what works. Try and get some breakaway goals, maybe go for those early challenges, put UK on the back foot early, give yourselves those opportunities afterwards.
I think that's the big thing here is, again, we talk about setting the tone, and I think it's a combination of 2 things, being able to get those early goals and really being able to find the confidence as well. You could see as soon as that first goal went in for Kentucky, especially after the second one came back-to-back almost immediately, they were starting to dive at balls they probably wouldn't have. Triple and double commits became a lot more common, and I think that GVSU kind of got into their own head a little bit about their ability to come back. So I gotta hope here in game number 3 that we see a little bit of a different outcome. If we do see that back-and-forth gameplay, which, again, that's what we saw for a majority of that game, there were no goals, and then all of a sudden floodgates opened, and all of a sudden Kentucky ran away with it. So I want to see that same back and forth, but next time, Grand Valley, if you do get scored upon, keep your head on your shoulders, keep your feet planted, and make sure that you can rebound, because you've got a long series ahead of you. 5 minutes on the clock means now it's time to reset and get into game number 3.
And right off the kickoff, we can see GVSU going ahead trying to take control of that ball, but Matt goes straight up, and the dead ball straight in the middle is immediately going to put one in for GVSU. Oh, Bass, what is going on here?
I don't really know. We were blocked by a smoke screen. I couldn't see anything, and basically all of a sudden a goal is thrown in. I'll look away for a half a second, look back up. GVSU, they're having a repeat performance of game number 1. There's 4-second difference at this point. All right, Kentucky, you guys want to do the same? We got to get another just absolute firing range here back and forth as the 2 teams exchange blows? This seems like not. Last time Kentucky had already found a response, but maybe it'll just take them a little bit of a half a second longer. Unfriable Apples gets the bump, tries to go for the redirect on top of it, but cannot hit the mark.
That was by far the fastest I think I've seen a defender move in quite some time. That was a high arcing one, and dunk attempt by Rilla was not made, as it was going to be 2 defensive plays made by UK, and now the goal's open. Can they bounce in? It's going to be a slow roller in. Nice catch by the rest of the squad, so GVSU appropriately defending, but not that one. Festive Invader invades the pitch and makes it 1-1.
All All right, I'm all good with this. You listen, game number 2, not gonna call it a snooze fest, but definitely not nearly as high-paced action as what we're seeing here. And all of a sudden, we get to game number 3, and they're basically like, you guys want to do an impression of game number 1? Apparently so. 45 seconds into this one, UK and GVSU are gonna continue to go back and forth. Yo, my word, and Kentucky might have been able to find themselves yet another goal.
No.
Instead,
No.
it's a breakaway out of midfield. Grand Valley find a gift in the form of a second goal.
Oh, it's a gift and a gift. Clip it, because that's a slow roller in. That was Zap taking it. What is going on? I said GVSU had to play at a higher pace, had to find those breakaway goals. They've done exactly that, and now I want to see if UK can come back, because this is their kryptonite, right? Once they feel the pressure on themselves, they tend to flummox a little bit. They tend to start starving away from their comfortable play, and that's what breeds opportunity. So UK, can you break away from this curse? Because if not, it will be a repeat of game number 1.
Yeah, this is unfortunately starting to look a little bit similar to game number 1 here. The good thing is, again, we've got that settle down. We saw this in game number 1 as well. As soon as someone scored a goal that really defined the game, and we started to see both teams take it a little bit more seriously and a little bit more hesitantly, if you will. Grand Valley here, though, there's no hesitation in the way they're running this offense. Diving at every ball, but you do need to make contact. A huge opportunity to really put their stamp on this game as Grand Valley look for a third goal. They may still be able to find it. The pressure is still up against Kentucky, and Cyber pops this one high. Where's the follow-up from Grand Valley? Are they going to keep this in the Kentucky half? I think so. Off the ceiling it goes. Where's the shot? It's on target, but unfriable. Will save the day yet again. 3 minutes to go. Kentucky need to start breaking out of their half. There's no two ways about this, Orbital. We're looking very similar to game number 1, and Kentucky do not want a repeat performance.
They really don't. Oh my gosh, I am just amazed at how large of a difference. We are talking about the flow, the tempo is set in game 1. Game 2 took a little bit of a detour, went off on its own segment, and then game 3 right back to standard gameplay here. This is getting out of control, I have to say, as GVSU lead by 1 moving into the second half of this game, and it's going to be an attempt at a slightly open goal, but it's a low roll defense. And now Matt off the right side is going to try and flick it back to the teammates, but of course it is going to be stopped up. Nice touch out. GVSU prep a dead ball straight in front. It's going to be a slow roll. Can you find it? Matt can't get the right touch.
Oh, they get so close, though, diving at the ball. Kentucky, I think they have found their confidence yet again. They really are a lot more aggressive here on offense, and it's paying off, but they need a shot on target. How about a double touch? Not on the mark. Matt wanted to try and stunt on his opponents, and who can blame him? It was an open net, but he could not make the contact. 2 minutes to go here. Plenty of time for Kentucky to find themselves a response, but they do need to really put these shots on here. It feels like they're not going to be able to keep up this pressure forever, and when demos like that, it might have finally dissipated.
It might have dissipated for only a second, but that's going to be a midfield shot attempt. Zap is able to bump it up and out, but that is going to bump it right back to the teammates. Midfield is not going to be touched in, and Festive Invader is going to try and bounce it out. So far, UK balancing aggression with reaction and are appropriately responding, it seems, here in the latter half of the game. They have found their own rhythm again, slowing things down. It's only 1 goal difference. You don't have to get up too over the top. You don't have to get anxious just yet.
It does feel like the pressure is on against GVSU here, not just because of the fact that Kentucky are starting to dive at these balls more aggressively, but they're getting physical as well. A lot of demo plays and a lot of bump plays becoming prevalent here. But there's one way to try and sort of set the tone yet again. GVSU with a good flick out towards the corner is going to mean they now get their own chance at attack here. And with only about a minute to go and the lead still favor the team in orange, that's not really going to bode well for Kentucky, especially when a third goal hits the back of the net. Rilla high flying, cuts through the air, and finds a 2-goal lead for GVSU.
Really getting the Skrillin, making it rain money here. 3-1, looking like a powerhouse, and I am amazed. I had a small inkling. This is why I said GVSU played best after aggressive first goals, and they are proving me right over and over again. This time challenging, making it a 2-goal difference, and at this point, UK, yes, unfortunately, you do have to feel that pressure. You do have to realize you're in a tight scenario. That shot being blocked by Zap and Cyber, both cruising through the defensive net, and it's looking like a 4th. Well played, GVSU.
of, not to mirror game number 1 anymore here, we also get the own goal we saw in game number 1. Not exactly what we were hoping for, and, well, not exactly the outcome that Kentucky were hoping for either here, as Grand Valley found themselves an overwhelming victory here in game number 3. And, I mean, to be fair, we said the same thing about game number 2. We thought Kentucky were going to run away with game 3 and just kind of run away with the series, and then Grand Valley have this type of response. So, I got to ask you, Orbital, we're heading to game number 4, and are we going to see a game number 5? Do you think this is the end? Or Grand Valley just going to continue on with their momentum?
Listen. If GVSU score goal 1, yeah. if they score goal 1, yeah. If UK do, then no. I don't know. Either way, at this point, GVSU has solidified themselves as the pressure kings. This is basically, and again, I maybe these terms have been made before. I'm not too deep into the Rocket League scene, but I hope to at some point, because this is phenomenal. GVSU have stated that under pressure, they are the better team. As long as there is pressure applied to the opponents, they will consistently break your weak points, and that is what's happening. UK, every time a goal is scored, you can see a crack in that shining shield, and it's just punished by GVSU. Now, if that shield stays steady for 2.5, 3 minutes, it's GVSU that actually start to plummet a little bit. They get scared because they can't find any attack patterns, and that's where UK come about. It is by far one of the clearest and most distinct moments that I've seen. Two teams have such two drastically different play styles that are currently battling it out.
And I think they're both effective playstyles. It's just who's able to capitalize on the day. And I think the big issue here is that the only team that's able to capitalize is the one that finds the first strike. No matter if that comes off of a random kickoff, off of an own goal, off of whatever it may be, it really is about setting the tone. We said in game number 1, and we're like, yeah, it'll probably happen in game 1, and then as the series goes on, we'll get a little bit less volatility, and it'll be normal. Apparently not. No, we're just resetting the tone every single start of a game. So game number 4, like you said, this kind of feels like one where Kentucky, they've got to hit the ground running, and if they stop from a full sprint at any moment, the series is over.
It is, and there's one way to deal with pressure, and it's a consistent defense. And as much as I gave GVSU credit for some of these early goals and finding it, that's what it is, an early goal. There's a reason that we don't normally see this happen. It's because it's actually quite rare. Most of the time, defensive plays, especially when meeting in the mid for kickoff, it'll pop the ball normally out to the edges. It's not normally directly into someone's goal. And that game 3 goal was also the act of GVSU saying, hey, we probably know we're going to go for a demo. That's why you saw someone else streak in for a second play. That probably won't happen again. We're most likely not going to get a dead ball directly in front of the goal against Kentucky. We're probably going to see it pop out to the side, so it should give a little bit of leeway, right? That's what we're hoping for, to say the least. Now, what I want to see UK be able to do is to be able to roll with that. Maybe not challenge as harshly at the early stages, realize that GVSU are going to go for this fast breakaway play at the beginning, and then slowly push forward at that point. Slowly take it forward and push that shield into the opponent. Make sure to cut off all of their escape routes.
Well, let's see if they can do that. Let's see if they can keep the series alive and really keep their playoff dreams alive as well. Like we said, single elimination bracket here in the ECAC playoffs. So if Grand Valley take this one, they not only take the game, but they take the series overall and move on to face the #1 seed in Boise. So this is a big game. To say simply that this first goal is going to be important is an understatement. And apparently Grand Valley seemed to understand. Rilla with an on-the-line save that I thought was ultimately going to be a goal.
The amount of dead balls that have sat in front of goals this entire series is scaring me. I have never seen such blatant ball misses, I want to say. In most of my time casting Rocket League, this is one of the few times we've seen at least 3 or 4, 1 or 2 per game that teams just cannot get a handle on, whether it be due to a demo or due to a bump of the opponent. It's consistently someone getting bumped down, the ball just stalls there going like, well, is anyone going to kick me into the goal? Because I'd really like to see a net.
You'd like to, right? You'd like to see a little bit more capitalization, but at this moment, it does kind of feel like maybe we're going back to a game 2 type of play here, as the two teams have not found themselves a goal, or at least not yet. Minute 15 into this one, it does feel like Grand Valley, though, starting to get their usual ways of keeping the pressure up and waiting until there's a crack. And unfortunately, Kentucky, they've seen this too many times before. They have to know that this is coming. So a clear like this is going to do them wonders. Finally relieving the pressure, maybe starting up an offense. This is at the backboard. Where's the follow-up? It's actually not going to be found. Cyber pops it out to the corner where Rilla is waiting. And this is, again, part of the issue for Kentucky is that they try to get their pressure up, but as soon as we see a good passing play from Grand Valley, they relieve that pressure in the blink of an eye. Oh, wait!
That is going to be the chance. Friable again, the one that scored a hat trick in game number 2. The stalwart defense has yielded a result as straight from midfield. UK score 1.
Just a little bit quicker this time, and I think that's the issue for Grand Valley is that they're expecting to be able to hold on to that pressure for a very long amount of time. When they get back into their opponent's half, they do not expect it to go right back into their own. But really, at this point, they've got to expect everything. UK are going to continue here with as many adaptations as necessary. They do not want to go down, especially not in game number 4. With 3 minutes remaining, they haven't guaranteed themselves game number 5 quite yet. Pressure is on, and Grand Valley definitely have another solid offense building here. Zap on the ceiling will only get the demo, though. Can't do anything further. And the Cyber takes it back into the half. We're getting near to halftime, and I gotta say, Grand Valley really being stomped out by most of their offenses here. Kentucky getting in the way of almost everything, including that one and the follow-up. Zap and Rilla both denied on the line.
What an exchange of blows. That was a 1-2 combo blocked by a 1-2 defense. And it was UK, once again, the stalwart shield. They patched up the cracks. They super glued it all together, and they said, cool, we're right back into it. We are going to break down your aggression and show you that you can't constantly attack without a little bit of defense. That's 1 goal in, but it feels like a mountain to climb for GVSU.
It is only 1 goal, like you said, but considering we have only seen that singular goal through this game, you're going to have to make something spectacular happen. And also try to not concede another goal. 2-0 might absolutely be the downfall here, because again, Grand Valley, a team that really thrives on their momentum, so if it's completely against them there with a 2-0, I don't know if they'll be able to climb back up, but the good thing is they don't have to quite yet, and they've got plenty of time to try and avoid that scary scenario. Minute 30 left on the clock. They're back in offense yet again, but where is the shot? Unfriable, uncontested airspace in the corner here. Eventually will get pinched, but Grand Valley looking a little bit hesitant right now. It's now or never, lads. I get being patient, but this is not the time.
It's a scary point because they tried to get control of the ball so often, but Kentucky is ready and waiting. Festive Invader makes another and is able to push it to a 2-0.
Uh-oh, and we're starting to see the cracks start to crumble here as GVSU. This is not what they were hoping for. They really want to run with the momentum of game number 3, but we saw the same sort of response out of Kentucky in game number 2 as well. 75 seconds left. They've got the ability to turn this one around, but it's going to have to take some real spectacular offense, and they're not even going to get the chance. Unfriable Apple's going to take that one away. As this booms back into the half, they might have overplayed their cards here. Kentucky now going to be forced into a defense as they retreat all the way into their own half. Unfriable and Net is just kind of waiting for this one to clear on out, and eventually it will. With 50 seconds to go, it's still possible for GVSU, but not when the shots are being blocked. Unfriable reads through and sees the path before it arrives.
That's what I wanted to see. I want to see UK using those reads, using those, anticipated actions to shut down that offense, and it's going to continue. I don't think it's going to end. 30 seconds left. UK just feel so happy about this kind of safety net that they've given themselves. And again, when it's a safety net this large, it is fully in UK's control.
They still might be able to get a goal for the road here, but I'd have to agree with you. The results here are set in stone. The question is who's going to hold the chisel in game number 5? A single game to determine it all. Honestly, we should have expected this right out the gates. Considering it's the 4 and 5 seed, it had to go down only one way. And Unfriable, well, it was already guaranteed, but they're just going to make sure. Cherry on top as UK, another shutout victory.
It takes just a few moments for UK to break the brittle spear of GVSU on that attack, and it's going to continue. Once again, the early 2 minutes, I feel, are going to set the tone once again. It's all about that tone. It's all about that scenario that we're working with. And with that ball still dancing around, it feels like UK are just kind of playing around right now.
It does kind of feel like that right now. It feels like Kentucky have recognized where they're going, and, well, Grand Valley, you better strap in, because you guys are going to the exact same place. Game number 5, a single game now to determine it all, and, again, like we said, Orbital, we kind of had to expect that this is where we were going to be going, but at the same time, I'm a little bit concerned for both sides, because it still feels like that volatility we saw in game number 1 is very much up in the air. If a team starts to run away with this game, they may just run away with the series as a whole.
And that comes down to the complete offense and the complete defense. So best way to currently look at these two teams, if you're just joining us here for the series or if you've watched the entire time, is the fact that GVSU currently have a patchwork spear in their hand. It's been super glued multiple times after 2 losses so far, but they were able to claw it back. UK, of course, have a shield that has a lot of super glue tying it together, and a single goal can sway it in between. And right now, GVSU, the more times they attack and don't succeed, the more times that spear is going to break time and time again for UK. If their shield is penetrated once, it feels like it could crumble for the rest of the game.
At this point, that's the volatility we've known to expect throughout this series. So let's see who does get that first blow here. GVSU double committing out of midfield is not really going to help them out. A desperation touch out to the side is going to do nothing but delay. Ooh, but unfortunately, Kentucky cannot meet the mark. The pass mid-air going to be a little bit off. As we go 45 seconds into this game, it does feel like we're back to that tentative back and forth. Who's going to make the first mistake? Unfortunately, Orbital, that's been a lot more common than spectacular plays. It's just these little errors on the defense, leaving someone open or missing a rotation. That's usually how we open up the scoreline.
And that's how it always is, right? It's punishing mistakes of the opponent, and it's just how big can you punish, right? Is it just a fast breakaway, or is it an actual goal? Is it just that one play to get it back in your control, or is it completely demoing out the enemy team? It's kind of one of those moments where you go, okay, it's your pick. You are the one in control of your own destiny. Once you see the mistake, you have to agree on what to do with it, whether it be flanking with 2 of your teammates or working with a long-range goal like this. Matt is going to go up, intercept that air ball, and make sure that GVSU do not get a pinch on goal.
Oh, but maybe Kentucky can find something from the counterattack. Festive puts it to the backboard, but it is denied. And as we go just about 2 minutes into this ball game, it does feel like we're finally starting to get away from that chaos that haunted us for the first 4 games here. I think the teams understand where they're at. They do not want to overexpose themselves and kind of minimize risk, if you will. Oh my word! But the one shot that does find the back of the net is a screamer at that. Cyber out of the corner finds an opening.
And now it's on UK. You know what I say about this pass. You've heard me the entire series. And I'm going to say it again. UK, it's on you. You are a team that plays not so well under pressure, and you have to prove us wrong now. Not allow secondary goals and not allow an opportunity for GVSU to go up 2-0. And you have to appropriately respond. Will they be able to do so, or will GVSU run away with this game 5?
I'd like to hope that GVSU do not run away with it. If they take the win, that's all right, but I still want to see another good half the game here as Kentucky have plenty of time for a response. Also got a breakaway play here. Wait a minute, no one's in net. Matt, you just had to put that on target, and that would have surely been a goal. But ifs, ands, or buts do not matter at this point here because Kentucky, they've got to make do with what they've got, and they've got themselves a 1-0 deficit, but a lot of offensive pressure. That pops it back into the half, but easily cleared out by Cyber. Where's the follow-up? It's actually going to go to the backboard here. Zap in an awkward position, but the shot never arrives. Once again, Kentucky, they're playing patiently. They're just trying to put on the pressure until eventually GVSU breaks, but maybe they got to be just a little bit more advantageous.
I mean, they're going to try their best, and they were on the opposite side of the field for a good minute in total control of the boost as well, and consistently getting those aerial fights. But you could see, as you were saying, Matt not able to convert on an open goal, not able to get that rollover, and it's going to cause a problem later on because that was one of the big opportunities to tie things up. GVSU now having the opportunity of their own, slowly jockeying for a position of rival Apples, able to send the ball a little bit further, and that's going to be a demo, and that's going to be a goal. GVSU put 2 away.
Hey, listen, I said we weren't seeing enough physicality, and it's only right that the best physical play we see all day is the one that might just separate the 2 squads. 100 seconds to go. GVSU do have a 2-0 lead, but Kentucky, they've still got a lot of fight left within them, and Well, they might just be able to pre-jump this one. Unfriable apples in the skies, and it might work out because Matt, he's just got to get this one center, but unfortunately cannot. Shot goes on target, turned away by Cyber, but this is the issue we've seen thus far. Kentucky have had opportunities, but they have not been able to capitalize, and they will not yet again. Denied on the line by Zap and denied in the air once again here, and you got to feel for Kentucky at this point here, Orbital. They've tried everything, but to no avail.
And it's because of that pressure that GVSU have applied down, but Unfriable Apple says, listen, we're not done frying yet. It's only a 1-goal game, a minute left on the clock.
And that's the big difference maker here. Listen, I'm not going to be too critical of GVSU because they do have the lead, but the one place I think Kentucky has been a little bit stronger has been in the air. They've been able to pre-jump and meet most of these challenges by GVSU. So let's see, can they do that for one final time and tie up the game? The answer is yes! Festive finds the follow-up off the kickoff, and we go to a 2-2 game.
Unfriable Apples is like, listen, I needed a bit of an assistance here, and they get it. UK taking a page out of GVSU's book after GVSU took a page out of UK's in the defensive plays. A minute left, and we still don't know who's going to be the winner. UK have already exceeded my expectations.
Oh!
That's going to be a dead ball open. Festive Invader makes it a 3-2. We're right back to game one.
And I knew this was going to happen the minute I saw the misread on the backboard. Festive, they did not. They read this perfectly. And like we said, Orbital, that's what was going to define this series. Who capitalizes when the mistakes come? Who is the more advantageous? And University of Kentucky apparently poised to be that one. 49 seconds left. GVSU do have the time to make a comeback, but we've seen this before, many times before. When UK get the momentum, they do not let it slip away.
They really don't, and GVSU also tend to scramble whenever it's on their own end. Their fast breakaways did not yield the results that they wanted, and now it's going to be a problem. Here we go, 30 seconds left. Cyber up in the air is going to try and dunk it down, try and prep it for the rest of the team, but Matt reads it like a book. It's not going to be an aerial battle. Rilla ready to set up, and that's going to be a little bit of a space open, but immediately denied out. UK winding down the clock. That's all they want to do. 10 seconds going to be left on the clock.
Oh, but they might have a little bit of difficulty getting there. The aerial superiority that I said UK had is starting to dissipate as GVSU are challenging a little bit earlier. They've got one last chance, though. The ball has to stay up, and it will not! Kentucky get lucky as it rolls off the wall, but they do not just get lucky on the series. They earn their victory in 3-2 fashion in 3-2. Well done to University of Kentucky as they move on to face the #1 seed in Boise in the quarterfinals.
Bass, if you had told me UK would come out with some fast breakaway goals to end this series, I would not have believed you at all. From games 1 through 4, that was GVSU's friggin' anthem throughout the entire thing. Fast breakaway goals, get those goals, smash them in, and then hope for another opportunity. UK did it better, though, this time, and at just the right moment. It was a phenomenal setup that they were able to play, and they took it to town. And GVSU, no slouches on their own. They take a team to a full game 5 and put up a phenomenal match, but University of Kentucky just played it a little bit better, and I have to give huge props to Unfriable Apple, who crushed it in every single angle.
Yeah, I think Unfriable Apple has to be the MVP there. Starting off with their first victory in a 4-0 in game number 2, and they were responsible for 3 of those goals. The hat trick maker did as they do. They were a fantastic striker throughout that game, and really, I think that they were the cherry on top at the end there, being able to not necessarily start that comeback, but really facilitate it with that second goal, getting that toss-up, making sure to get that second goal off of kickoff, and really setting the tone that Kentucky could come back. Hats off to you. Very well done there to Unfriable Apples. And again, Orbital, really well done to all of Kentucky.
I am so happy that I got to cast this match. That's all I'm going to say. This match was a banger from start to finish. It was always continuing at such a fast pace, and I don't think we're ever going to see it stop again. I can't wait to see what they can do against the #1 seed. Of course, it's a difficult matchup. We know that. They know that. Boise knows it's going to be one that is going to be a Goliath versus David, and hopefully it is one for the times in that semifinals.
Oh, we gotta hope so here. And, well, we're gonna find out a little bit more of, a little bit of insight, let's call it, into that in just a little while. We're gonna go to a quick break, but I believe when we return, we will have an interview with one of the players from Kentucky. So, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ECAC Rocket League playoffs. My name is Bass on the Pass, joined alongside by none other than Orbital, and we've just concluded our final quarterfinal here, at least on stream today, as the University of Kentucky take down Grand Valley State University in a best-of-5. They do so in game number 5, and well, because the emotions are high, we had to bring someone on to talk to us about them. So we have got Matt in the booth with us, and Matt, how you feeling today, boss? You feeling good after that victory? You guys feeling, excited after taking the Game 5 win?
Oh, of course.
It was a very interesting match to be had, and I had to say this was one of the clearer signs of a very nice defensive play from you guys. You guys played well at the at the stakes when it's 0-0. Is that something that you guys are well known for? Is that something that just kind of rolled out because of the aggression coming out from GVSU?
Well, I mean, against anyone, you've got to adapt, and I think the name of our game was dealing with their pressure. They were a great team and did a very, very good job of keeping pressure on us. The name of the game for us was just, it wasn't necessarily batten down the hatches, but it was figure out a way to effectively get out of our half and transition it into offense.
Of course, and I mean, that hit at the perfect time. Game 5, it seemed there was a break. There was a moment, a spark. Tell me, what was that moment? Because it had to be audible for you guys, right?
I mean, I just told my guys, look, we got 1 minute and 40 seconds to right the wrongs. We've got a minute 40 seconds. We're down 2. It's do or die here. We got to make something happen. And luckily, I got some of the best teammates in the world. They made something happen.
I will say, you guys really did do well as a team. I think that was one of the things we were highlighting about GVSU to start the series, but as time went on, it was very clear you guys were able to match them, if not do better, with the way that you were communicating as a trio. So, very well done to you, but now I gotta ask you the big question. You guys move on to the semis here, but you move on to the semis against the #1 seed in Boise State. You guys feeling confident against them? Because they haven't dropped a game yet here in playoffs. That's all I gotta say.
It's tough for us. We really didn't want to get this draw. Who am I kidding? Of course we wanted this draw.
Yes.
We want Boise. We're bringing it to them. We'll be there.
There we go. That's the energy I like. That's the energy that will bring us to a fantastic semifinals next week. But before we let you go and get ready to celebrate with your team, because you guys, well, deservedly should celebrate, any shout-outs you want to give to some people that might be watching right now, Matt?
I mean, shout out to the University of Kentucky Rocket League server. We've got a bunch of great guys over there. I'm sure that they're sitting there watching me here. So really, really thankful to have that kind of support. Shout out to Grand Valley State. What a great series, great competition that they were, and it turned out really well.
Awesome. Thank you again, Matt, for hopping on air with us. Like I said, go and celebrate with your team, and we will see you next week for the semifinals. Good luck in that match, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Matt there from Kentucky. University of Kentucky, like we said, take a 3-2 victory over Grand Valley State University here in the ECAC quarterfinals. And Orbital, what a series it was. Unfortunately, it is the end of our day, but man, I don't think I could have asked for a better series to conclude.
I could not either. That was I was wondering how it was going to play out between a 4th and 5th seed. Those can usually go one of two ways. One, it's a banger like tonight, and 2, it can be a little bit slow. It can be a little bit of a slogfest as teams try and balance out. This was max adrenaline, max power from both squads. You heard it from Matt. Adjustments were made, and at the final moment, it clicked. That hero play, the power of friendship, you can almost say, coming out from Matt and the rest of the UK squad. Either way, it was so much fun.
It was a fantastic game, and it was a fantastic day as well, folks. Unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the ECAC stream here today, but like we said, we're not quite done. We've still got more action around the corner, so make sure to hit that follow down below. Make sure to keep up to date with everything that the ECAC is doing, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We will see you real soon. Have a good one.
Was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, it's kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise